What's up, guys? We're back with another live video, and today I just wanted to talk about something that I think Konami has finally done right. And I'm not saying they haven't done anything right, but I think this specifically was like an awesome hit and a home run, in my opinion, for something that they can do in future tournaments. You might be wondering what I'm talking about, and if you are at YCS Minnesota, you may have noticed that in the side events, I actually mentioned it in my vlog video, they have added 2010, basically Edison format, and GOAT format to their side events. Now, I haven't been around that long. I've only been to YCSs since 2022, really. Was it really 2022 was my first one? Charlotte and Hartford, those were my first two YCSs. And those YCSs, all the side events were based on like current format, or like you could do like with the structure deck that came out, or then there was Speed Duel. There wasn't any sort of older formats or anything like that. But then later they announced Time Wizard. I mean, actually, they might have announced it before that. Time Wizard format, so that we could play older formats like GOAT format, Edison format that people really love. And there's multiple other formats that people enjoy playing as well. But they didn't actually do anything with that for a long time. They didn't have an availability to play it. Like, you could play it at your locals potentially, but only sometimes. And then like some locals didn't even do it. So it seemed like they had kind of announced it and like left it by the wayside. But when I was at YCS Minnesota, we noticed that they had actually implemented it and they had allowed it to be played. For the first time that I had noticed, I saw where they did it in Europe, but I think that was where Cyber Dragon was legal or something like that. But here it actually wasn't, which was awesome. They labeled it as July 2005, which I think was the end of GOAT format, when most people refer to it as April, because that was when the ban list came out for the GOAT format specific ban list. But either way, it was super cool to actually have that option, because as a guy who loves Yu-Gi-Oh! I like to play Yu-Gi-Oh! But I just don't love the current format that much. And the reason I don't love the current format is not because it's not fun to play, it's because it moves so quickly. So if you're someone like me who doesn't have a lot of time to play like current format Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, that's funny to say because it's like I'm full-time doing Yu-Gi-Oh! I have so many other things to do, like make videos, I have to sell cards, like ship orders, stuff like that. And then I travel and stuff like that. So I never can keep up with like what the current meta is, because from week to week it changes. You know, there's different decks. As soon as a new set comes out, it feels like with the recent sets, they've been putting out bangers. So there's new stuff every single set that's adding to the different decks. Poke came out and completely flipped the meta since I've played. Last time I actually played current was at YCS Hartford, and that was a completely different format. You were using like Brave and stuff like that, and that was like one of the best decks. And so that's not even close to what it is now. Some people use Brave, but I mean, it's all Sprite, it's tier elements, and like, that's even going to change when the Ishizu stuff comes out. Makes the tier elements deck even better, a lot different. So it just is so hard to keep up for like regular people, you know, people who aren't going to locals every single week, you know, getting and updating their deck every single week. And also that's expensive to have to do to like keep up with updating your deck. So this Time Wizard thing is super cool because you can just have your Edison format deck or your GOAT format deck. And yeah, there's advancements in Edison format and GOAT format, but it's not going to like blow your deck out where you can't even use it anymore. Like, they're not going to ban the cards. They're not going to like change up like, oh yeah, you can use this, or this card is now completely irrelevant because of this completely new card that's just going to shut it down. Like, you'll be able to play your deck. Like, I've been using the same GOAT format decks for like a year now, and like I can still bring them to any single GOAT like duel and like actually make sense. I have a chance to win and stuff like that. With Edison, there's like a huge variety of decks you can play. There's like 20 different decks, and they're all fairly competitive. They're all pretty fun to play with, and it's just so cool to be able to have a format where you can like put in a bunch of, like, if you want, you can like max rarity your Edison deck for like $20,000 or whatever. You can keep upgrading your cards, because like with current meta, like if you keep upgrading your cards, you might end up, you know, they might get reprinted, they might suck, they might lose all their value. Cool thing about Edison is they're so old and collectible anyway, kind of holds that value. And also, you never have to change up the deck. You can just keep those really high rarity cards that you bought and they just stay in there. It made the YCS so much more fun for me because I wasn't going to play like at all. I was just going to go hang out, you know, try and do some trades, check out the vendors, do stuff like that. And I still did that stuff, but I had the option to, okay, I'm going to like get into a side event. I'm just going to wait to be called. I'm going to do my other stuff while I'm waiting. Then I can go over to the side event and go play an Edison format duel with like a bunch of people. And it's like just a best of 8. And they actually had awesome prizing as well. They had a Light and Darkness Dragon mat, which looked amazing. So not only were they like having the option to play a fun, you know, format, but you could also win something that was like pretty valuable and cool. So it's just a win-win on all accounts, and I was super excited about it. Plus the ticket thing, you get the tickets, people are trying to get those Starlight sheets and stuff like that. So even if you don't want to like get that, they're looking for your tickets, you could trade for them or whatever. So there's so many good things about this. I was super excited for it, and I really hope it's at Pasadena as well. I don't see why they would quit doing it. I think that it'll be at Pasadena. If they take it away, I think it'd be a huge miss, but I think it'll be at YCS's upcoming, and I'm really excited to keep doing that, playing more GOAT and more Edison format. And even at Minneapolis, they just had those two listed as formats, but they also said if you have another format you want to play, then you can like go up and tell them and they'll like run an event for it. So you have to get the right amount of people. I think you had to have 4 minimum, but if you wanted to play like 2013 format, you could have had, all right, I want to do this format. Can we run a side event? And they would have done it for you. So that was pretty cool. They had the 2 main ones, and then you could do any other format you wanted if you could get enough people. So I'm super excited for that in the future. I figured that I would just talk about this because I know a lot of you guys really like GOAT and really like Edison. So hearing that the YCSs have those might make you want to go to a YCS just so you can run some of those events and just hang out with people. Because a lot of time people don't want to go to YCSs because they're like, I don't play the current meta, so like, what am I going to do? You know, I'm just going to hang out. It's like, for me, it's like, well, I have video content and stuff like that as motivation, but for other people, they don't have that. So it's like, I'm not just going to go sit there and talk to people for 5 minutes and leave. So having like a side event that they're actually interested in could be like a motivator for more people to come. And the more people that go to these events, the better for everyone, you know, in terms of Konami, they're doing better and stuff like that. Then they can make more product. And we just, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Continues and thrives, and that's what we want to see. This is the kind of video I really wanted to talk about on Ruxin Live because it's just a topic that I think is really cool, but there's not like anything crazy going on here. I just wanted to update you guys that this is an option if you didn't see it in my vlog. I mentioned it. I lost every game, by the way, so I still had so much fun, even losing all my matches. I went to game 3 out of 4. I lost 1 and 2, but it was a good time. Even GOAT format, we got destroyed. But I hope this excites some of you guys like it does me, because I know GOAT format and Edison format has, especially Edison. Edison is growing like crazy. And I honestly, I've said this before, but I think Edison has surpassed GOAT as a more fun old school format. And you might be like, if you're a GOAT format guy like me or like I used to be, you might say that's blasphemy or wrong or something like that. There's no way it has synchros. You give it a shot. If you're a GOAT format guy, give Edison format a shot. It's basically GOAT. They take out all the Trinity though, which is nice. So you don't have to play against Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Liquid Duel, all that stuff's out of there. There's still stuff like Trap Dust Shoot, Royal Oppression, stuff like that. But then the synchros are really not too overpowering. They're really good, but they're just like perfectly balanced, it feels like. So give that a shot if you have not tried Edison format. If you haven't, maybe go to a YCS, give it a shot. There's a deck list, edison.com. There's tons of different decks for people running tournaments, you know, topping decks. So you can like even, you know, net deck one of those and just go play with it and just have fun. So I wanted to let you guys know this in a Ruxin Live video. We're going to try and bring back more Ruxin Live videos. I know I've been slacking a little bit, but thank you guys for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.